another episode of The Gist. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Today we're going to get very, very serious here. We're talking about a serious topic and a serious issue that's going on right now. There was a recent law passed in Nigeria stating that any female, any Nigerian female of any age can get married to a man. This is talking about a female being 9 years old, being able legally in the country of Nigeria, stating that she can marry a man at any age.
It's actually kind of disturbing to hear that, because you wonder why such a law would even be entertained. You know, I mean, you're speaking of not a woman, you're talking about a child, 9 years old.
We're talking about young girls that haven't even hit puberty yet.
Exactly.
And we're all ladies, we're all women, and at one point we were young girls. So just imagine us being 9 years old, 10 years old, and our parents marrying us off to a 40-year-old man, a 50-year-old man.
It's appalling, the least to say. I just find this to be so disturbing, and the fact that it's even being allowed to happen, the fact that this is a law that's being entertained. I mean, can you imagine? Like, I have younger sisters, and I can't even imagine, even in my early 20s, saying that I was actually ready. So you can imagine a man who's 30-something years old, a child's age, marrying a 9-year-old. Isn't this like what?
Okay, go ahead. At the end of the day, and I know we're looking at it on the emotional aspect, and it is jacked up. It's messed up, no matter how you look at it. But what it boils down to is money, power, and a lack of morals. You're morally corrupt, because realistically, at the end of the day, you're a grown man. We all know that men like sex. You like sex. Okay, so realistically, you're now taking a child, like you said, who has not reached puberty yet. You're now taking this child, and you're going to do what? Her vagina is not fully developed. She doesn't know what the spots are. She just doesn't know yet. She's just not sexually mature. Right? So basically, you just want someone at your disposal to have sex with, and that's
because what other reason could it be? You can't say she's
and it's
cooking.
A law.
You can't say she's educated or smart enough.
Well, she might be cooking, but she's not smart enough.
And just to kind of, let's rewind to what you even said, what it boils down to. Who are the parents marrying off these children?
That's my main
They're
issue.
poor people that probably are in some village, while these wealthy men come with their money. They know that these people are struggling. They see one small girl, and they're like, I want her. They go to the parents. The parents may have... Remember that episode when we talked about having a male heir and how women are given off?
Yeah.
So to them, it's like, you know, culture is like, well, as a female, you're supposed to go to your husband's house anyway, and we are poor, and here this man is bringing money, so morally corrupt. But
you know, I've sat here trying to think of reasons why, you know, this could even happen, or what this Senator Hamad Sani is trying to get out of this. And I'm just thinking that this is absolutely absurd. The only thing that he could possibly be getting out of it is that it empowers him to be able to control the child however she wants, because really, what is he getting out of it? So he could tell her, sit here, and, you know, so African men really do like that, when they can control any situation.
Does she have to be as young
but
as
a child?
But you know what? I want to throw in, but let me throw in this aspect. This is what aspect that there could also be the religious aspect, because there was a case in 2010 where another senator, Yasmin, forgive me, I don't remember his last name, married a 13-year-old, and his justification was he's Muslim, no disrespect to Islam, and I haven't read the Quran, so I don't know, but it says that Prophet Muhammad married at the age of 9. So if Prophet Muhammad could marry at the age of 9, then what's the difference?
It's just
So that
It's
people will use religion also.
Because Nigeria is a country that is rich in every case. It's diverse. We have several different ethnic groups, different languages, and I'm just saying that in 2003, the Child's Rights Act was passed, saying that a girl should be married at the age of 18. That's when she's ripe enough to get married, and I agree with that. Okay, 18, 21. You know, that's a good age.
You've gone through puberty. You're understanding life a little bit more.
So now, you know, the Constitution, I guess the senators went in to try to amend the Constitution, and then they went to the first round of vote, and everyone agreed that.
Now, which one is votes? They
hold on one
money,
second.
my friend.
Everyone agreed that the Child's Rights Act should still stay. But then this Senator Hamad Sani said that according to Islam law, that this is that he can marry anybody younger. But Nigeria has several different religions.
Yes,
So why should we amend the constitution based on just one
for
religion?
the whole public? And
So that's my question.
And the thing
Because
is,
it's not
this
about
is what's
that.
going to
It's not
happen.
about religion.
It is going to be people who don't have. It's unfortunately going to be people who don't have, who would allow their children to marry into a situation. I mean, you're talking about someone that's 9. These men could have children and daughters these age, and you just can sit there and fathom, how is that okay with you to allow your child to go and marry someone at, I mean,
Again, if you're
my
looking
heart
at people
goes
that are
out for people
poor,
like that, but I feel like this should not happen.
It should.
It should not
the
happen.
Parents,
So whoever
it's not,
the people
to
are
me,
making
it starts with
laws
their parents.
It does.
It
really
really,
change
really,
it.
really starts with the parents. These parents should not be given. I don't care how much money these men are. willing
But
to
you know
pay.
what Sonota's saying is accurate. When you think about it, who would be okay with something like that? And it's probably the people that are struggling, that have no other choice but to say, you know, baby,
They
we're
probably have
doing this
6
for the
other girls
good
in the house.
of the family. You are the one that's going to sacrifice, and that child now
And you
has
know
to go
what? You know what?
and be like, I'm helping my family. And the thing is, if we really think about it, this actually doesn't only happen
In Africa.
In Africa, it happens in India.
It does.
Yes.
You know, it happens in China. It
happens in America.
So I don't know because I know that in England, the northern part where this normally happens and kids get married at a very young age, they perform the wedding ceremony, but the child, the female still goes to the parents' home until they're about 16 or 18 before they go back to their husband's house, and then so they're married, so they have a husband.
So it's like
at
he's
that
just
level.
it's good.
Exactly. So I don't know if that's the case with Hamad Sani and his 9-year-old
Clearly
Egyptian girl. You know, I'm hoping that it is, and the girl will probably be 18 before she goes back home. But if she's 9 and has to sleep in your bed, you should be ashamed of yourself, mister.
Another
I
issue.
wanted to ask something, but go ahead.
Another issue I have is the psychological aspect of this. Imagine 9 years old, you're sleeping with this man. By the time you're 15, 16, you are going to have serious psychological issues. It's going to bother you for the rest of your life. And I understand what Sonata was saying. It might be these poor families.
how is it
that are
gonna
moving-
bother
does it
her
really-
if she
I was
doesn't
about to
really
say
know?
that. If she doesn't know,
if she
how
doesn't
does it
know,
bother her?
he's gonna read so
psychologically,
much into her that she's
but
gonna think that's the only way.
He's going to ruin her. is
He's
what it
going to
boils
ruin
down to.
her. That's what I'm saying.
Ruin
He's
her.
going to ruin her.
Oh,
completely.
Senator,
She's
look
going to be
your
messed up completely.
Become senator to come and ruin young girls' lives. Congratulations.
It's shameful. It is beyond shameful, and someone needs to do something to correct it. It is not okay. If you are a male out there and you even think that this is okay, think about your own daughters. Think about your own daughters and imagine whether they're older or younger.
Your daughter, your
So
sister.
what
that they have to
what
go
can
through
people
such
do?
a thing at a young age. Imagine if you had a daughter and this is the life that she had to go through. It's not right.
It's moral. It all boils down to morally bankrupt. But what can people do? Because honestly, it's okay.
Speak out.
They need to
Look,
Speak out.
rally.
Speak out. Guess
the
what?
Constitution-
Speaking out doesn't. No, sorry. Speaking out
Letters
doesn't
need to
do
be
anything.
written.
Letters
Has
need to be
has
written.
be
People
something
need to-
going
People
on.
need to rally. They need to protest. Look,
This is
it's better to do something than to not do anything at all.
Awareness is number one. We're speaking about it. We're putting it out there so people are becoming aware of it. And the second is speaking out. Revolution is taking place
Yeah.
over the world, and
Yeah.
it's changing things.
And don't think
But
that
the
it doesn't matter.
Constitution
It matters.
needs
It does
to
matter.
go
They-
back to the way it was. It cannot be amended just because one senator comes out and says because of Islamic law. Well, there's Christian law. There's atheist.
Money,
There's different
cash,
kinds of laws.
things,
Like
everything
we need to focus on
pounds.
those.
It's bad enough that it's
Cream.
okay to marry more than one wife. Okay, fine, that's given. But to now take this to a stage where you're now getting younger and younger girls, it's shameful.
What are people
so angry
People need
about
to
this
come
whole
together.
thing.
People need to come together and they need to protest.
come
Yeah.
together on what?
They need to come together and
Ban
No, the reason
this
why I say
law
come
needs-
together on what? Because people's morals are different. If people can't come together and agree morally as a society that it's wrong, then where are people coming together at? And then on top of that, it's also money. Because honestly, that's the only
Money,
realistic-
corruption, and
Well, that's the only
Well, see,
reason
that's
money
why
always said-
this should not be a money conversation. This should be a moral conversation. If we ever have
But
it
it's
or
not.
have any type of morals, this is the one that should ring home to everyone, and it does need to be amended. It needs to be amended, and it has to start with us, with the people that are watching, with the people who are aware of this. It needs to change. It is not okay.
You know what? Then somebody with money and morals needs to buy somebody off in the law, because that's basically what happened. He slid somebody a whole bunch of money, like, yo, let's make this happen.
I honestly don't want to agree that. I honestly don't want to agree that it's all about money. But I'm thinking that second round that went. Well, let's give the benefit of the doubt. I'm thinking that second round of vote that went by, like, could it be that his argument was stronger?
Which argument?
In what?
That's what I'm trying to understand.
No, it's money.
So
the same way they use money to go and pick up the child from the village.
I'm seeing her point.
And the parent was
you're sitting here thinking to myself, I guarantee you, if we realistically look at this vote, I guarantee you, I mean, I would hope that it did not go in the way of favoring this just by votes. Because that would say that we have a large group of men out there who do not care about their women, their daughter, their children. That is a massive amount of people to say, yes, I agree to this and we support it. And no one in that room was convicted enough to say, I'm not going to let this stand. That definitely was some corruption.
This is nothing new.
This is all money,
it's
corruption,
and now the children are involved.
But we cannot sit down and accept that they're corrupt.
Absolutely not.
That is the thing.
But it is what it is.
It is corrupt. However, we cannot just sit down and accept that it's corrupt. We need to speak positively into the situation to start to see.
How about we begin empowering
and that's
women
what
and
we're doing.
families?
Say no.
Wait a minute, no. How about we begin empowering women and families so that people aren't so destitute and in a position where they feel like they need to sell their children? How about that?
Yeah.
Point blank period. It's wrong. It's wrong. We can go on and on and on about this topic, I'm sure, for hours and days. But that is all for now. That's it for this segment. Please stay tuned and keep watching The Gist.